There aren't too many heffalumps in Oxfordshire. Anyway, now for the blues.
Hello.
Guys, Ben, I got to be careful what I say to you because you're a particularly vicious piece of work, aren't you?
Apparently so, yeah.
Martial arts specialist.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Currently I'm studying 5 different kinds of martial arts.
But we're definitely not arguing with you. Anyway, I'm told that you're a very bad loser and extremely competitive.
Yes, I am. I don't
So I
like
think
to
the Reds
lose.
better watch out here, right? you get your face kicked in if he doesn't win. Oh, dear. Now, you're intending to make a living out of your martial arts, aren't you?
I would like to eventually, yeah. At the moment, I'm a telecommunications engineer. I'm doing that just because I want to try to move to Australia eventually.
Right.
And then, hopefully, one day I'll be good enough to open my own centre in Sydney somewhere.
Why Australia?
Everything about it, the lifestyle, the weather, barbecues at Christmas. What isn't there to like?
But you've been out there already then?
Yeah, I went travelling just before I became an engineer.
Right.
And loved it, so...
Got bitten by the bug?
Yeah.
Are you a collector at all?
Not consciously. Through travelling and holidays and stuff like that, I've brought back coins and change like everyone else does, except I keep them in a tub. My father used to do it before that, and he won't know until now, but I stole his collection when I moved out, and I've made it mine.
You've nicked his tub of coins, adding
Yes.
to it all the time. Well, that's
Yeah.
brilliant. Hopefully, we'll be adding some British coins
Hopefully.
in the way of profit for you today.
It would be nice.
Now, Stuart, what do you collect?
Well, everything really, but 1950s and 60s memorabilia, ephemera and industrial collectibles as well.
Industrial
Yes.
collectibles. What does that mean?
Just anything really, old tools, old ephemeral, that sort of thing. Anything just from industry of days gone.
Well, of course, you're an engineer, so
I am indeed,
it's,
yes.
it's a natural progression.
It
for
is,
you
that's
to
right,
want
yes.
that stuff. Has any of this got anything to do with urban exploring?
Yes, urban exploring is my hobby, and it's going in old factories, underground rivers, caves, mines, anything like that, photographing what we find. But a lot of it's to do with photographing the industry as it declines and disappears from the country.
Making a permanent record
Yes, that's
before
right,
it
yeah.
has actually
Yeah, that's right.
has actually gone. Well, isn't that interesting? And I hope you come across some unusual items today to make some profits out of. Anyway, now it's the money moment. Here are your £300. You know the rules, your experts wait, and off you go, and very, very good luck. Oh, hello, that's different. You can tell today's programme is testosterone stuffed. You know, these young teams, they'll stop at nothing to win. How exciting is that? Keeping a studious eye on the Reds is Thomas Plant. And exploring with the Blues is Mark Stacey.
Hey guys, look at this. Who's this fat cigarette? Who's this?
That man with the cigarette. It's Winston Churchill. Can't you see what he's doing?
He's a cool guy, isn't he? How'd you like that? I think that's
Love
like-
it. I think that's a buzzing item. Yeah, that's amazing.
Buzzing. What does buzzing mean? Come
Well,
on,
it's
Tom,
a money
tell me.
maker, isn't it? It's a money maker. Look at it. It's
Moneymaker.
Winston Churchill.
You can tell he loves it. It's beautiful. I think it's
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Beautiful. Any marks on it? No, I'm gonna check. It's okay.
I don't know you have to be here, do I? Look at you two. Let me have a look. Come on. Let me have
Go
a
on
look.
then, you're
Come
the
on.
expert.
You've said to me it's perfect. Well, he's not exactly perfect. What's that in there?
Oh, it's a weak crack.
Wee crack, isn't it? That's a star crack.
It is.
And that happens with this pottery. Because it's pottery,
Yes.
it does tend to crack quite easily. But we have to see if it's gone through on the other side. And that's serious if it has.
That's the main thing.
So if we turn it over, we can see it hasn't gone through. But what we have got, we got the mark on here. What does that say, John?
It's an original Burgess and
Lee.
Lee.
Burgess and Lee is the pottery. Burleyware.
yes.
Now, guys, quick question. How old do you think this is?
Oh well, you're asking.
Come on, it's not
No,
difficult.
it is. It is quite
What's he
tough.
doing here? What's he doing? V for what?
Peace.
Yes, and what? Victory.
We've
Won
won
war.
something. I feel
You've
we've
won something. Yeah, and when did we win
something
something?
vaguely important.
Yeah, 1940.
45.
Yeah, 1945. This wouldn't have been made in 1945 because of certain things like rationing.
Yes.
So this would be made probably a good few years after. So we're looking at a 50s to early 60s item. You know, very collectible. Now, how much is it, John?
It's £88.
£88. You see, that is quite a lot,
It's
isn't it?
steep, isn't it?
He's great, but £88 is just a little bit too much. In my opinion, it's worth £60 to £80.
Right.
If you can get a good £20 off, that's one way of starting. So, John, do you reckon you can do that?
Of course I can.
God, you're full of confidence.
I am.
He's full of
He
confidence.
is, isn't he?
We can do
Good.
this.
So you go and do the haggling. Tom and Tom will go and look for the other item. Come on.
Brilliant.
Like the old bulldog Winnie himself, John victoriously talked down the price to 70 big ones.
Ah, there you are.
Oh,
looking for
guys,
you.
you've just disturbed my sunbathing. What have you got to show me?
Yeah, a whiskey coffin.
Oh, I could just do with a nice cold Pens now. Now, tell me why you like it.
I used to go bottle digging. I was quite into that at one point, and whiskey coffins were sort of a crown jewel of the collection, if you like. They were quite unusual to find.
Oh, right.
Yeah,
That and the
quite-
price.
Oh, I hope this is not a sign of the rest of the day. We'll come on to that in a minute. Of course, the first thing to say is that these can be quite collectible, but it's quite a basic one.
Yeah.
I mean, people collect these when they're mounted in crocodile skin or silver mounted. This is mounted in pewter. And I see that it has got made in Sheffield on there, so we know it's from the sort of Yorkshire area. And of course, there was a typical thing when you went hunting or fishing. If there was a nip in the air, you took a little spirit flask along with you, kept whiskey, brandy, whatever your favourite tipple is. And then, you know, you always had it in your backpack or whatever. How old do you think it is?
1920s, 1910s, something like that.
I think you're probably right, more nearer 20, I would have thought, something like that. I mean, how much is it?
£15.
Well, I still think that might be a little bit over the top. But you both like it, don't you?
Yeah.
So go inside and try and get a couple of quid off it, all right?
Okay, will do.
I'll meet up with you later. I'm just going to catch a few more rays.
All right for some.
And to think we actually pay our experts. Well, the boys paid £13 in the end, with no help from Mark, who got a wonderful turn. Isn't it lovely to be in the garden? Everything in the garden is blooming. Blooming marvellous. Like this watering can. Rusty, galvanised, 2-galloner, could be yours for £2 to £5. But we don't just have ordinary watering cans on this programme. Oh no, we have special little jokers, like this one. Have you ever seen a sweeter, more enchanting, flower-encrusted, porcelain miniature watering can than this? It's from about 1785 to about 1800. One of the nice features about this thing is it comes complete with its sprinkler rose. And this little chap would actually work, but you wouldn't use it to water your garden. It's actually a rose water sprinkler. You take the cover off like that, fill it up with rose water, and then go off to your underwear in the old chest of drawers, and you'd have a bit of a sprinkle of rose water. Make your knickers smell nice and fresh. So it's a kind of knicker odorant, really, which is quite amusing, isn't it? So what's it worth? Well, to you, my life, £245. Doesn't sound too bad when you say it quickly, does it?
So, gentlemen, what do you think of my urn?
It looks a bit like the trophy I won in the Under-15B Consolation Cup final.
Consolation Cup, so that's a very, very long way of saying runners-up cup.
No, not at all, not at all. It's just a football tournament.
Our shirt's juniors.
Basket, your
Big-
school?
Yes. Big team, big team.
Well, this is not that a trophy.
Really?
It's not a trophy.
A replica.
It's not a replica, it's an urn. An urn, and it's what we call a tea urn or a samovar. It's plated, so it's a silver plate on copper. So it's not solid silver, which is a great shame. If it was solid silver, I don't think we'd be able to afford it. And it's about 100 years old. So it's late 19th century, early 20th century. But original design comes from a design from around about 1790 from a guy called Robert Adam. He did all this neoclassical design. So you've got this urn shape and these lovely sort of these classical handles here on this stepped base with little bun feet. So what do you guys think?
I think it's marvellous.
Really?
Yeah, I love it.
No, it's a very nice thing. About 125 quid.
Ooh.
That's where the deep.
That is a bit steep.
Gonna have to do
Again.
something about that.
Well, I was aim for 100.
100.
I'm not forgetting this item. It just reminds me of the glorious Under-15B days.
Was it a good day?
It was a great day. It was
See, this is nostalgia for you. I think, personally, if you want my honest opinion, it's a good item. It's £100 to £150 at auction. What do you think? Do you think it's going to be the winner?
Yeah,
what do you
I
think?
think so.
Yes?
Definitely
Yes.
They infused the price down to a steaming £100.
Okay, Mark, I found this interesting little number.
It's nice, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
now,
nice.
tell me what you think it is.
A writer's box.
Nearly right. It's what we call a writing slope.
Oh, okay.
And it's fantastically carved, isn't it?
Yeah,
I've
it's
never
nice.
seen so much
Yeah, nice
carving.
detail. Where do you think it's from?
Well, let's look at the evidence. We've got a lot of this sort of foliar decoration all around here, and then we have these little vignettes of Oriental or Asian temples.
Yeah.
And I think this comes from somewhere like India or Burma.
Yeah.
And actually the detailing on it is actually quite nice.
Yeah, it's brilliant, isn't it?
Because it's very difficult to actually date these sort of pieces.
Okay.
When we open it up, you know, it's got a little bit of discoloration in here.
Yeah,
But
okay.
we open this little piece. All looks a little bit new in here, doesn't it? And we've got a couple of drawers here. When we take the drawer out, we can see it's quite clean and it's very simply made, just stuck together, no dovetails. This doesn't look that older carving to me, so maybe that's an indication that it's actually in the Victorian style rather than Victoria.
Okay.
How much is it?
245.
Ooh, that's a bit high, isn't it? We
Yeah.
need to get that down a bit.
How much do you reckon?
Well, if I was putting this into auction, I think I'd have to call it as Victorian style, really. But because of the workmanship in it, I can see it sort of making maybe 150, 200. So we need to get it down to about 200, I suppose. And then hopefully on the day we might write ourselves a bit of a profit.
Yeah, hopefully.
Whilst composing themselves, the Blues signed off the box for a hefty £200. We really do expect our experts to have the Midas touch, you know, particularly when they get their mitts on all that leftover lolly. Their challenge is to go and find that bonus buy that'll make loads of profits later at auction. Now, how about that for a bit of bling?
Hey guys, look what I found here.
What have you got there, Tom?
I think I found a couple of kids riding on the back of Shetland ponies.
They're goats, aren't they?
Where have you come from?
Look at the horns.
Have you been living in a
Okay,
shed all
goats.
your life?
Okay, goat then.
Goats.
A goat, okay.
Thank you very much.
And there's beautiful figures, aren't they, really?
I think they probably have to be some of the most hideous things I've ever seen. What do you think, John?
I think they're brilliant. I used to have a goat.
You never had a goat.
I actually did. I did
what was
have a
it
goat.
called?
Skippy.
Skippy the
Fantastic.
goat.
Yeah.
You see, I am actually a farmer's son, and we farm beef and we farm sheep and also the odd pigs. Never goats, though. But let's go back to the objects here. Now, Tom, you've chosen these objects.
Yes.
These are actually Staffordshire flatbacks.
Okay.
They're Staffordshire. They're flatbacks because they're flat.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, you see that? So you put them beside your mantelpiece, either side, and look, they face each other. So we've got a pair.
Yes.
They are pottery.
Okay.
And they're 19th century. They are simply ghastly. I know people collect them. They are out there. Now, knowing all of that, how much are they?
£125 for the pair.
£125. Now, come on.
We could always do better, I suppose, can we?
These are
Push
the
them down
most
a bit.
ghastly things. I'm going to hand them back to you, Tom. If you really like them, you two, you can go off, you can do what you want to do with them, you can buy them. You should get them for about maybe 100 quid, maybe 80 quid.
It's a sense of adventure.
Wow. I'm here to make a profit, lads. Come on. What do you want to do? You're going to go off and have a conversation?
We should get them.
Yeah, I think we should get them.
Come on, Tom. We can make profit on them. We know we can.
Brilliant.
You've got to be kidding. Those young bucks paid the equivalent of 4 ponies, or a fifth of a monkey. That's 100 quid to you and me.
Ben, Stuart.
Yes.
Now, let me enlighten you. What do you think of this?
It's nice.
Yeah, it's beautiful, yeah.
Well, the first thing that caught my attention was the colour.
Yes.
Not only is it blue for the blue team, but I just love this sort of turquoise duck egg blue colour, don't you? And it's quite a tactile shape, this sort of ovoid form. Basically, what we've got here is a Victorian oil lamp which has been converted to electricity. Okay. I mean, this basically would have come out, and inside is the reservoir for the paraffin or whatever.
yeah.
And if we start from the base, we've got a nice heavy bronze base with this nice sort of stylised leaf border, moving up to this sort of knot pedestal, and then the ovoid body. And then at the top, we've got a little sort of rope twist band. So very simple, but very effective.
No damage?
Not as far as I can see, no. There's a little bit, if we look at the rope here, it's snapped there, but that's all it needs to be is lifted up and stuck
it's
into
the join
place.
anyway, isn't it?
And it's
Yeah.
a join,
Yeah.
so we easily cover that. Now, a lot of people are buying these sort of things